Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is Pipeline Live, another edition. I don't know how many we've done. If I knew, I'd tell you, but I don't. But I'm Thomas Henderson, and I'm joined today by Kara Duncan.
Yes.
Formerly Kara Cook, now Kara Duncan. That just recently happened.
It did.
So that's exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
Congratulations to you and Alan.
Thank you.
What'd you do this Memorial Day weekend?
We unpacked.
Unpacked.
Yes.
There you go.
Moving house.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Kara, you are going, correct me if I'm wrong, but today you're going to talk to us about this hot ticket item called Instagram Stories and help us get our heads around that, right?
That is right.
Awesome. That's good because old people like me need to know that stuff. You young whippersnappers, y'all know it well, and you can whip it into shape. So we're going to talk about what they are and how to use them. Well, Kara's going to basically tell us that. So I guess let's get it kicked off.
Sure.
What exactly is an Instagram story? Explain that to me, Kara.
Yeah, so this is essential.
Right.
So according to Instagram, an Instagram story is a way of sharing photos or videos with your followers. So Instagram stories disappear after 24 hours unless you add it as a highlight. So essentially, an Instagram story is a post that you add to Instagram that disappears in 24 hours if you want it to.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah.
Does it make sense for me to use them for my business?
Definitely.
So why should I? Why should I use it for my business?
Yeah, good question. So we have some great articles on our Pipeline blog that not only walk you through how to upload an Instagram story, but also why you should be using them for your business. So we'll link those in the comments below. So the short answer is number one, they keep your business relevant. So the first thing that people see when they open their app are the stories at the top. And oftentimes people will scroll through the stories before they even scroll through their feed. So it keeps you front of mind. It keeps you relevant with what trends are happening in social media, and you're using the tools effectively.
Very important.
Yes. Number two, they let you kind of experiment. It lets you not have as serious of a voice. It kind of gives you a little bit more fun and playful side to your business. So that's a good thing that Instagram stories allow you to do. It lets you not take things as seriously. And then number three, they give your audience a kind of behind the scenes look at your business or your brand. So it shows you the day-to-day kind of functions of your company, and it lets you experiment and highlight your brand culture a little bit more.
Very cool. Yeah, like you said, the behind-the-scenes look. It doesn't have to be super polished and crisp all the time. Gives that authenticity. I think some people like to throw that word around in this space, and so
definitely
that's very cool. So that makes a lot of sense. So now I've got my mind around that a little bit. Can you show me a few brands that are doing this really well right now?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So, a few brands that I personally follow that I think are doing a really good job in the social space, are J. Crew. So we'll come back to J. Crew and check out some of their stories. But then Bando is another great example of how to use highlights. So they have great covers for their highlights, and they have really good behind the scenes content. So if you want some inspiration there, check them out. Oh Happy Day is a great resource for inspiration for Insta stories. They have really great curated content. And then Target, of course, as well as Starbucks. And then more of a local platform that's using it well is Atlanta Bucket List. So this is a food blogger based out of Atlanta, and they have some great stories as well. But for today's purposes, we'll look at J. Crew. So with these stories, you can obviously tell that this is a J. Crew branding. It's got their colors, it's got their fonts, but they're adding a little bit of playfulness to it with the emojis. They're using not only photos that they import, but they're also adding things that are relevant to the app. So with the emojis, with the GIFs, that kind of thing. So this is just a good brand to look at if you want some inspiration for some really easy, simple ways to do Insta stories. So yeah, definitely check all of those out and let us know your favorite brand using Instagram stories in the comments.
Yes, very cool. Definitely do that. So now that you've kind of given me some good direction on this, from a professional side of things, how do I go about creating an Instagram story to reflect my brand?
Sure. So there are two great platforms that you can use online if you want to build a story that way. The first one is Easel. So Easel provides you with just a ton of different template options. So you can go in and look at, you just select Instagram stories and go through and see what relates best to your brand, what you're trying to promote, and select from there.
They're already built out. So say
Exactly. So for today's purposes, we've been talking about donuts. So we'll do 12 days of donuts. So
donuts.
Exactly. So you go into to the template, and it'll allow you to edit the text. It allows you to edit the photos, and it's just really customizable. You can delete these if you don't want one of them, but then you can just go through once you've edited it to fit your purposes and just download it. You can download it as a GIF, as a PNG file, or a JPEG. So you have options, and these can just be directly uploaded to Instagram. Another great tool is Canva. So this is a little bit more for the designer. So you can come in and use custom dimensions to create an Instagram story template. So this has to be 1080 by 1920, which is an Instagram story dimension.
And make sure that you
you want to get that part right. So you would just click design. And you can upload your own photos, you can add text, change the background color, all that kind of thing. So
there's a lot more room for freedom and creativity.
For sure.
Space.
It definitely gives you more freedom, and if you have very specific brand colors, that kind of thing, even though Easel, you can customize your colors and your photos, that kind of thing, Canva is kind of starting from scratch. So if you have a specific design in mind, you can just go in and really easily use Canva. An example of this, of something you can create really quickly in Canva, is just a sweet little fun Hello Summer graphic. So this is easily downloadable, and then you just upload it directly to Instagram. So those are some platforms. There are many platforms you can use, but these are just two that we like.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Summer. We are glad you are here.
Yes,
we have been waiting.
We've been waiting.
So, can you we got a little time left. Can you kind of walk me through a tutorial of how to set this up, how to use it in the app, how to do an Instagram story in the app?
Sure. So, we'll walk through this video really quickly. This is just kind of walking you through how you would upload a graphic. Again. I know the donuts, they're great. It's making me hungry.
Yes.
How you would upload a graphic that you created online to your Instagram story. It's very simple. You would just drag to the left and then upload by swiping down. It provides your last 24 hours worth of photos, but then you can keep scrolling and it'll give you your whole photo stream. And you just simply add it to your story by clicking your story. So this is a really good way for uploading things that you create online. However, you can also edit and upload directly in app. So if you want to create a graphic that's a little bit more casual, not as put together or polished, you could go into the app. You can see all of the different options that Instagram has. They give you filter options, as well as stickers, emojis, GIFs, and some engaging content like polls, that kind of thing. But for today's purposes, we'll just use the little eyedropper tool to grab a color to keep the colors consistent in our photo. And then you would just write day 1 for your first day of donuts, of the 12 days of donuts. Keep it on theme. And then you could use the typing tool. And a fun little trick I like to use is to grab the same color that you have in your photo already, in your graphic, and then put that as the background text, and then just copy it, and then overlay a nice a nice little white
Oh, very nice.
White overlay. It kind of gives it some dimension.
Yeah.
A fun thing that Instagram Stories has are it's the Jiffy extension. So you can go in and choose from a lot of different GIFs. And it just kind of adds some movement to your Instagram stories. They make them a little bit more engaging. They're always really fun to see. And so this is a good idea of just kind of experimenting, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like. So I thought it might be fun to have the donuts as the colon. And then I decided I didn't really like it. So it's really easy. You just drag it to the bottom and delete it. But you still have your little GIF of the donut there if you wanted to keep it. So
and it's a moving
yeah,
image,
yeah, it adds some movement. So that's how you would create a Instagram story in app.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I think we got a little bit of time left. Really quick, I want to circle back to something before we sign off. Can you kind of walk me through, just explain what a highlight is very quickly and why they're important?
Sure. So an Instagram highlight is a really good way to maximize your Instagram stories. Instagram highlights allow you to add your story to your page and keep them there, so they don't expire. You just go through your archive and kind of curate the content that you want to be on the page. So if there's a story that was kind of a flop, you don't want it there, you don't have to have it there. You just go through your archive, and like some of the examples we walked through earlier, you can have them separated based off of what type of content it is. So if it's behind the scenes content, you can label it and put a cover on it, that kind of thing. So highlights are definitely something that are growing, and it's a good thing to be on the lookout for and to start using for your brand.
Awesome. So that all makes way too much sense. I hope that you guys got a ton of information out of what Kara brought to the table today. I know she worked really hard on it. Thank you so much, Kara, for all of your knowledge and expertise here. I'm going to go ahead and sign us off because I don't know about you, but I got to go eat a donut now.
Oh, yeah.
Unless my wife is watching, and then I'm not going to go eat a donut. No, again, thank you so much for tuning in, audience. We hope that you keep engaging us and getting great information out of our live stream. Feel free to visit our website, continuing engaging us on our social media channels. That's all we have for today. Until next time, have a good one.